Former U.S. Airways pilot Chesley Sully Sullenberger has joined CBS News as our aviation and safety expert. Sully, good evening.
Good evening, Harry. Good to be with you.
Captain Sullenberger, from the data available, what's the most important thing you've been able to discern from what happened to that Air France flight?
This Air France accident is going to be a seminal accident that will be studied for years, and we need to ask ourselves as an industry tough questions about the way we're designing airplanes, the way we're displaying information to the pilots in the cockpit, and about whether or not making airplanes more complicated, more technologically advanced, makes it more difficult for pilots to very quickly intervene and very effectively act when things go awry.
Is that what seems to you to have happened here with our glass cockpits and all the very sophisticated instrumentation? These pilots lacked some of the basic knowledge they needed in order to right this jet?
Well, they certainly didn't have available to them the information in terms of the flight parameters. So what they had to rely upon is to go back to very early fundamental skills and essentially know exactly how high to keep the nose above the horizon with the wings level, and exactly what thrust setting, what power setting of the engines would give them the speed that they needed.
Sully, help us understand this. When you were piloting the U.S. Airways flight, you were thrown into a life-threatening emergency. Does it compare in any way with what happened on the Air France plane?
Well, the time frames are similar. However, we had the huge advantage of having the daylight. The visibility was good. I could see the Earth's natural horizon. I knew which way was up. All my speed sensors still worked. You have to realize how overwhelming and confusing this situation would have been for this Air France crew at night, in the weather, at the top of a storm, very turbulent, suddenly losing all their speed reference, one of the most critical parameters that you have in an airplane, and having to use only the aircraft's pitch attitude and thrust setting to maintain safe flight. It would have been a very difficult situation, and unfortunately, in this case, they were not able to solve their problem in the time that they had.
Captain Sully Sullenberger, thank you very much for your expertise tonight.
My pleasure, Harry, anytime.